The stifling heat of the sun filtered through the translucent canopy of the Zarnath market, casting a sickly greenish glow over the crowded stalls and winding alleys. The air buzzed with alien chatter, shrill, guttural, melodic, punctuated by the cries of merchants hawking their exotic wares. Glittering crystals, bioluminescent plants, cages containing bizarre creatures with twitching antennae, and strange mechanical gadgets pulsing with unknown energies. In the midst of this chaotic swirl, she sat on the cracked stone floor, naked and trembling. Her skin was pale, almost translucent, veins faintly visible beneath the surface, unlike the leathery, tough hides of most species here. Her long, dark hair hung in tangled clumps down her back, dirt-streaked and damp with sweat. Her large, violet eyes scanned the crowd, wide with desperation and fear. No one stopped. No one looked. No one cared. She had been left here, discarded, abandoned in this merciless alien bazaar, because no one would buy her. Beginning the fall. A week ago she had been someone. A daughter of the Arlen Dominion, a minor noble house on the distant planet Cyrus. Her name was Liora. But power and privilege counted for little in the outer reaches of the galaxy, especially when debts needed paying. Her family's estate was seized by the Dominion's creditors, her noble title stripped. And Liora, the once proud heiress, was sold. The slave traders of the Outer Rim had no interest in her beauty, no matter how striking her delicate features were. She was too fragile for their brutal workforces, too untrained for the gladiatorial pits, and too highborn for the underground fighting rings. So she was dragged naked from the Starship hold, shoved into the open market square on Cyrus Prime, and left exposed like a condemned animal. A dozen species passed her by, towering insectoids with chitinous limbs, serpentine traders with flickering tongues, squat rock-like beings with obsidian eyes. None offered a single credit. Liora's heart broke anew with each passing hour. Middle, a glimmer of hope. That's when he appeared. He was a human, tall, lean, and weathered by 1,000 light-years of space travel. His clothes were simple, a worn jacket and patched trousers, but his eyes were sharp and kind. His name was Captain Ethan Merrick, a cargo pilot with a reputation for taking in stray creatures others ignored. Ethan saw her as he moved through the crowded market, his gaze lingering on the naked girl crouched by the stalls. Despite the indifference of the crowd, something stirred within him, a protective instinct, a spark of compassion that had grown rarer over the years. He knelt down beside her, careful not to startle her. "Hey there," he said gently. "You're safe now. I'm going to get you out of here." Liora blinked up at him, disbelief clouding her violet eyes. Why would you want to help me? I'm worthless here." Ethan shook his head. "No one's worthless. Not while I'm around." The rescue. With great difficulty, Ethan negotiated with the slave traders. The market was ruthless, and the price was steep, but the humans' persistence paid off. He bought Liora's freedom with credits earned from years of honest trading and occasional smuggling. They slipped away from the market, ducking past suspicious eyes and hushed whispers. Ethan wrapped a soft cloak around Liora's trembling frame, shielding her from the prying gaze of the bazaar. On his ship, the starbound Falcon, she was finally safe. The healing. Days turned into weeks as Liora slowly learned to trust Ethan. He gave her food, clean clothes, and a place to rest. But more than that, he offered something she hadn't felt in a long time: kindness. Ethan wasn't like the cruel traders or cold nobles of her past. He listened to her stories, helped her relearn skills lost to time, and encouraged her to find her own strength again. Liora discovered a new world aboard the Falcon, a world of stars, of endless possibilities, where she wasn't defined by her past or her scars. The danger. But freedom came with its own perils. The Dominion had sent bounty hunters after her, determined to reclaim their lost asset. One night, their ship was ambushed by sleek warships bearing the Dominion's insignia. Ethan fought fiercely, piloting the Falcon through a deadly dogfight. Lasers screamed past the windows, alarms blared, and the ship shuddered under assault. In the chaos, Liora found strength she never knew she had. She helped Ethan with navigation, repaired damaged systems, and used her noble training to anticipate their enemies' moves. Together they escaped the trap, leaving the Dominion's hunters far behind. The bond. Months passed. The human pilot and the alien girl forged a bond beyond words. Liora, once abandoned and broken, grew into a confident woman, proud, fierce, and unafraid. And Ethan, who had lived his life drifting between planets and lonely spaceports, found in Liora a purpose he never expected. Their journey was no longer about survival. It was about hope, about love. Ending, a new beginning. On a quiet night, under a canopy of distant stars, Liora stood beside Ethan on the Falcon's observation deck. "No one would buy me in that market," she whispered. "But you saw me. You saved me." Ethan smiled, pulling her close. "You were never for sale. You're free now, and I'm not letting you go." As the Falcon soared into the blackness of space, two lost souls found each other, and a future no market, no matter how cruel, could ever take away.